scanning. That one?
Mhm.
We just need to do the resolution.
But we have to do the transfer after you have to do the transfer, and that resolution goes with it. I think he's gonna explain it.
Okay.
DJ, did Scott talk to you about the resolution?
Somewhat.
Okay. Yeah.
I hear they're gonna start shipping vaccine to hospitals and pharmacies.
They are.
That's what I heard. They're gonna send 1 million
Sure.
doses.
Still cost them just a minute. Maybe.
I'm just wondering if this needs to continue after that starts.
Yeah.
We're gonna do these after the appropriations. These are the transfers that we approved. So, certified chairs in the county general for the 333 and the 100.
Mhm.
Those will be done after the appropriations, because we'll have to give you the health department to agree to spend that with.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Call the February meeting to order, please. If you'll please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will start with roll call. Mr. Costello?
Here.
Mr. Weir?
Here.
Mr. Somerville?
Here.
Mr. Bush?
Here.
Mrs. James, I'm here. Mr. Brown?
Here.
And Mr. Drew. Alright, we have 3 sets of minutes to approve tonight. We have the December meeting, regular meeting, the January regular meeting, and then the additional meeting we had on January 26th for appropriations. Does anyone have any corrections or adjustments that need to be made to those minutes?
On any of them?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
On the January meeting,
Which one?
the Parks Department,
The
I
regular meeting?
voted nay on the 2020. It's on,
The 11th? Section X, sub B.
it'll be the second page of it.
So instead of all in favor?
Yeah, I voted no.
Okay. Are there any other corrections or questions?
On the minutes for the meeting on the 26th,
Mhm.
it says Scott was present, but I don't believe he was.
Oh, he was
On the
here.
special
He was
meeting.
here that day.
Is that,
He was here during the day.
Yeah, he wasn't here at the meeting.
That, it says, and these were not present. So it's, the minutes are correct. It says, and those 3 were not present.
I thought it was putting him and he,
Says
as if he was.
County
Him,
Attorney, Randy Greer and
Mark
Marty Brown were not present.
present.
Oh, was not present, yep. Okay.
So really, I mean, I think they're correct.
That could be.
No, that reads the other way. What?
Yeah, it says, and
There's a
County Council
period
Attorney
after.
Scott Craig, Randy Drew, and Martin Brown were not present.
Maybe we can just make a correction as far as the punctuation.
Yep.
Just end that there with a period and then capitalize the other, so to speak, start a new sentence.
Or just move, was not present were County Council Attorney
Yeah.
Scott Craig.
Reword it.
Just move the words up before, that way it's clear. Everybody, is that okay, Dee?
Mhm.
Alright. Any other corrections or adjustments? Alright,
I'll make a motion with those 2 corrections that we approved with all 3 minutes.
okay. Do I have a second to Mr. Bush's motion?
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush and a second by Mr. Weir to approve the 3 county council meeting minutes, with the corrections as stated. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The minutes are approved. Alright, next we have the treasurer's report. Glenda has given us the monthly report, also the trust Indiana statement. Are there any questions regarding the treasurer's report? Alright, if there are no questions, please make it known that we have received the report for this month. We have also received the comp time report. Are there any questions or comments regarding the comp time?
Just one, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
On column E, that's the up or down of the totals for comp time. I would assume that's since the last report.
Section
But-
E is only on the highway. She said she didn't know if you wanted it for the other ones, but negative means that they've used that much.
Right. Okay, yeah, it just went down that much for that previous month. But I would just put it on all of them. If it's just a calculation for column E, it's always just, you know.
So you want it for everybody, not just the highway?
Yeah, I might as well,
Okay.
but and then on the first page, put a title, if they would, in column E as, say, difference or some kind of a,
Okay.
because
I'll
it
let her
doesn't
know.
have a title in column E on the first page,
Yep.
and that's it. Yeah, I didn't want to just single out highway employees as just looking at their numbers. I wanted just to look at anyone's.
Absolutely.
I can see that becomes an issue.
Yeah, it's, like I say, I think all the numbers look fine.
Okay.
I don't see anything extremely excessive or anything.
Alright, thanks
So-
Annie for making those changes. And any other comments on it or questions?
So this is really the first time that I've seen the comp time report.
Mhm.
So this is hours greater than 40 hours per week that they've accumulated? Is that
Yeah.
a correct assumption?
A lot of times, especially the highway department or the sheriff's department, if they have to work over due to weather, things like that, they put it into their comp time, and then
Okay.
later they can take that out, back out.
Do they have the option to earn overtime pay versus comp time, or is it? Okay,
Comp time only. That's what, it's always been comp time only.
okay. I've seen it, some counties have, if you don't want the overtime, some people want the time off, things like that, so.
I can ask to see.
No, it's fine, it's fine, I mean,
No, I'm
it's
just saying I
always-
could ask and see if
Yeah.
they.
Yeah.
There's some kind of a vote or something that has to be done on that.
There is a limit that they can accrue, and after that, I think they can have it paid out, but I believe it's straight hours. We'll have to talk to payroll.
Yeah,
and
I think
find-
that was kind of the argument at one point in time. Former council members had questioned, what if everyone decided to, retire on the same day? We would owe that much money, and would we have the money to pay that? Because the total, if you look, like the total monies that's required to pay all the comp time as of now is the end of column D, which is 53,000, which it could be substantial at times, but it's.
The state has a statute that only allows X amount of hours, and ours was previously lower than the state statute, but then the commissioners increased it.
Yeah.
So, they are within the state guidelines to accrue that many.
Yeah, the state kind of has a recommendation on maximum number, and I believe that's different too for law enforcement. I think isn't there different, amounts or something?
Certain offices can accrue comp time and certain positions can't.
Yeah.
But I believe it's all the same number of hours that they can actually accrue,
Okay.
if they're eligible to accrue it.
Okay.
Any other comments? All right. Next we have transfers of funds, but I'd like to do the additional appropriations first to know that we need to actually move those funds before we. So we'll do the additional appropriations. The first one is for the capital jail projects. They came last month and had an invoice, and we suggested to them that they accumulate all of their projected invoices before their actual bonds are issued. They have given us an additional appropriation for $678,974. This is for the design development, construction documents, bidding, and construction administration. These are the costs that they expect to occur, again, while bidding out the project before they can actually get the bonds processed. This money is coming from the Cume Jail. The Cume Jail account is the account where we have moved money into to save back for the jail project. So it's basically just pulling it out of their savings account for the jail.
I have a question. Who is the department head that signed this with 3 lines?
Mr. Yoakum.
We need to have names so we can understand who signed this stuff.
Could they have a print line as well?
They need to.
Signature line?
Signature line and the
Yeah.
printed line.
Because he's not the only one. But I didn't know who it was. I had no clue.
Probably in 100 years when they look back at this, they're not gonna know.
Excuse me.
I haven't had a print line on there so they can print their name.
I'm sorry, I'm a fiend. I
That's
just
all
like
right.
news signing these.
No, that's okay.
Are there any questions regarding the appropriation? I would entertain a motion if anyone would like to.
I'll make a motion, we do this. I don't know what you want to call it, approve it.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush, a second by Mr. Brown, to approve the additional appropriation for the jail capital projects. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. All right, the appropriation is approved. Alright, next we have a couple from the health department, and Wendy Farley is here. The first one, Wendy, we have is for the $8,485. This is for they voted and approved a salary increase for Penny Reilly last year. Her board approved it, and then also the council approved it. She went from an hourly rate of $22.55 to $30 last year. It is taken out of the health department fund. They did not have time to put it into the budget this year, so they are asking us to approve this. This is the same amount she made at the end of last year, so it's not a raise, it's just extending her current pay rate. So, if you have questions,
Penny's here. if you
Yep.
have any questions.
Yep. So did your board re-voted again to approve this?
They will revote tomorrow.
Okay.
We have a board meeting tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But they voted last year to change it, so it was the county council that said they would revisit it at the end of the year.
Okay. So their funds come out of their own health fund. It's not the county general fund. So, but yeah, they need our approval.
And when you refer to council, you're referring to this body right here? Okay. I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Weir and a second by Mr. Costello to approve the appropriation for the county health department. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Okay, appropriations approved. The next one we have is for the health department also. It is for $1,941.29. These were donations for the car seat program, so they're asking to put them into their donation fund so that they could be used.
Yeah, we have a grant that Peggy, our preparedness coordinator, has for booster seats. So this is additional money that some of the businesses in Vermillion County had donated to us to buy infant car seats and different sizes, and at this point, we are totally out of infant car seats. We have a big need for that, so that's what the money's for. But all this has already been receipted into our cash. We just need to know appropriate it.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Brown, a second by Mr. Costello to approve the car seat donation program donation into their donation fund for the county health department. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Appropriations approved. All right. And our last appropriation is for the COVID-19 vaccine clinic. Previously, Wendy came and told us about the vaccine clinic. The state is giving us $40,320. However, they're asking for an additional $100,000 to set up the clinic. This would be their budget, and then we will also have, if it is approved, we'll have a resolution to transfer those funds over to her. But right now, we need to set up her budget for the COVID-19 vaccine for an approval of these amounts.
Ashley?
Yeah.
We did receive the 40,000 on Friday from the state.
Okay.
So we did.
40 or 43.
40,320.
Yes, the 40,320 has.
And we will use that first before we use.
Right, and as just a reminder, this was if they don't use it, it comes back. If they need it, then they have it. This way, they don't have to wait a month for us to approve the funds, and they have to sit there and not get vaccines out because they can't employ anybody to get
And
them.
right now, the clinic is open, and the 16th we will be opening the Cayuga Clinic at the 4-H building.
Well, you still have the one in Clinton and Fort.
In addition, yes, we
Okay.
have both of them.
How many vaccines a week are we getting right now?
We just received 500.
For the week?
Last week.
Okay.
So what are we averaging just for,
We've been giving 250 a week.
okay.
I hear they're gonna start shipping that to, hospitals and pharmacies now, or,
They'll help give it as well.
so you're gonna continue after they do that?
Yes, as long as there's a need.
The clinic is booked out through March right now, so every appointment is full.
Is that 100,000 CARES money, or is it just
So-
out of county general, or?
We received money from the CARES grant last year.
Mhm.
We had COVID expenses, hand sanitizer, mask, cleaning products,
Sure.
things like that. We submitted that for the grant. The federal government came back and said you can also submit for your salaries for the sheriff's department. Those are expenses that we were gonna have one way or the other, but they
Mhm.
did reimburse them because they were your first responders.
Mhm.
So we got the max amount of a little over $500,000 from the CARES, whereas we didn't actually spend that money on all cleaning products, so we do have an extra amount. The CARES money was put into the general fund,
Mhm.
and so this money would come out of the general fund. So essentially, that
It is
CARES
CARES.
money is covering this cost.
Okay.
And if they don't use it, it'll be returned.
Correct. So we can use it for a future project.
Perfect.
Motion to allow.
I'll second it.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Bush, a second by Mr. Weir. Are there any further questions? All right. I have a motion to approve the appropriation to set up the COVID-19 vaccine clinic. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. All right, the appropriation's approved. Thank you for all you do, ladies.
Have a good evening.
All right, now that we have approved their budget, we need to transfer some funds. We have a resolution to transfer funds for the vaccine clinic, the $100,000 that the health department is needing. We need to transfer that from county general into the health department. And there is also another transfer of money for the certified chairs to the community crossings grant. At our special meeting in January, we approved that they could spend that money. We just need to transfer it into the account, so that way when it comes time, they can pay that out of there. Can I do these together, or do we just them separate?
I would just do them all in one.
Okay. All right, so I will need a motion to allow the transferring of the funds for the health department and the community crossings grant.
Make a motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Brown and a second by Mr. Somerville to allow the transfer of funds from the general fund to the county health department and the transfer from the certified chairs to the community crossings grant. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. All right. Motion is approved. Moving on, we have open issues, our 2021 calendar for a meeting. We approved the schedule at a previous meeting. However, October 11th is Columbus Day, and the courthouse is not open on that day. So it is requested that we vote to change that to October 12th. It's a Tuesday. It'll still be at 6:30. And then we also need to add in the budget hearings. We wanted to wait until all the new members of the council were here to make sure that was okay for them. Typically, we do, the meeting would be on the 13th, that Monday, but instead of doing the meeting on Monday, we do budget hearings Monday, and then allow Tuesday an extra time for budgets in case we run over for Monday and need more time Tuesday, and hold the regular meeting Tuesday evening after those budget hearings have been completed. Is that okay with everyone, or does anyone have any other suggestions?
What were the dates for this, the second two?
So it would be September 13th, and the 14th would be the budget hearings, with a regular meeting held at 6:30 on the 14th of September.
What time would you have it on the 13th? What time would you start that one?
The budget hearings, just during the day.
At 9?
Pardon?
Starting at 9, or?
I think that's what we did. 9 this
Yeah.
year?
Okay.
I'll have to look.
I actually have my book.
I thought it was like 8:30 or something.
We did.
Got my calendar here.
Oh, we did 9 a.m. We started 9 a.m. on Monday. So,
So 9 o'clock on,
9 o'clock on September 13th will begin the budget hearings, and they will go through the 14th as needed, with a regular council meeting Tuesday, September 14th at 6:30. If these changes are adequate for everyone, I would accept a motion and a second to approve the calendar.
We just need to make sure we just kind of lock the whole day, those two whole days.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't need the second day, sometimes we do. It just depends on how much, everyone wants to discuss with us.
Motion to accept the calendar.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush, a second by Mr. Weir, to accept the changes to the county council meeting schedule. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. All right, the new schedule is approved.
What was the second day time?
We will,
We'll just put it out there.
on the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be as needed.
Okay.
We have previously scheduled the whole day out,
Got it.
but we've gotten ahead on Monday. So we did like this past year, we did all day Monday and then a half day on Tuesday, and then had our meeting. It just depends on how fast Monday goes sometimes and who's available to come in on Monday or Tuesday.
And now we got him to deal with.
Yeah, listen, it could be a pretty long hearing. have to walk a couple hours.
As long as it's
We'll
not a
schedule
couple
him for-
days, right?
Yeah.
With RJ, it could be.
Boy, you're just getting, it's a harsh crowd tonight. All right, and our last item that we have is the, for new business, is the sheriff's commissary fund. He gives us the report, and we just have to vote that we accept it. Are there any questions on it? Any questions, concerns? I entertain a motion to accept the commissary report.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll make the second to the motion.
Thank you. All right, I have a motion by Mr. Somerville, a second by Mr. Costello to accept the sheriff's commissary fund report. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, signify by saying no. Motion, or the report is accepted. Public comment, we have Commissioner R.J. Donovan with us tonight. Is there anything that?
No, I don't think I have anything.
All
I
right.
feel pretty welcome tonight.
Thanks for coming so we can harass you.
COVID audience.
Yeah.
One person.
All right. Are there any other comments for this evening? All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. There are no objections. The meeting is adjourned.
Was it Bush and Brown?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I need you just to sign on December's, because I gotta fix the other two.
Okay.